In this video, we are going to take a look into the world's richest hedge fund manager. He remains an investing heavyweight through Soros Fund Management, which boasts more than $30 billion in assets. George Soros's investment track record made him the equivalent of a .400 hitter in baseball. Yet, in a decade that has been lousy for all investors, even the granddaddy of hedge fund managers has had it tough. Soros quietly left the hedge fund scene in 2011, turning his fund into a family office. But his last few years in the game were hardly like his first. Indeed, 2010 was Soros's worst year since 2002, with his flagship fund up a mere 2.63%. The following year, it was even worse, with his famed quantum fund reportedly down 15%. A quick glance at Warren Buffett's returns shows that the Oracle of Omaha has had a tough stretch as well. Over the past 15 years, Berkshire Hathaway's average annual returns have shrunk to 7.89%. Granted, that's over a span in which the S&P 500 has risen only 4.35% a year. George Soros survived the Nazi occupation of Hungary and fled the communist regime as a teenager. He worked as a railway porter and waiter in London before becoming the world's richest hedge fund manager, executing daring trades that earned him a legendary reputation. In 1992, with Stan Druckenmiller by his side, he shorted the British pound and made such an impressive profit that he became known as the man who broke the Bank of England. A pillar of the Democratic Party, Soros has given $2 million to Super PAC's backing Hillary Clinton in 2015. He began funding progressive programs in the US in 1996, targeting drug legislation, immigration policy reform, and end-of-life care programs. More recently, Soros backed activists in Ferguson, Missouri, after a white police officer shot an unarmed black teenager in August 2014. Soros has been active as a philanthropist since 1979, when he began providing funds to help black students attend Cape Town University in apartheid South Africa. The Open Society Foundations today operate in more than 100 countries, with annual expenditures that reached $835 million in 2011, working to promote the values of open society, human rights and transparency. Soros is the author of over a dozen books, including The Tragedy of the European Union 2014. His articles and essays on politics, society and economics regularly appear in major newspapers and magazines around